Welcome to Jester Politics. The video is the Supreme Court usurping the Article 5 powers of the states and Congress. In 1803, the Supreme Court, in a case called Marbury v. Madison, claimed the power to be the sole interpreters of the Constitution. Therefore, whenever the Supreme Court rules on a constitutional issue, it becomes part of the Constitution. And we all know that the Constitution can only be modified through an amendment in accordance with Article 5. So if we're being faithful to the Constitution, the only way we can overturn a Supreme Court ruling on a constitutional issue is through an Article 5 amendment. However, the Supreme Court often overturns its previous rulings regarding constitutional issues, and in so doing, they usurp the powers granted to the states and Congress under Article 5, which requires any change to the Constitution be accomplished through an amendment that is either proposed by the Congress or by its states convention and ratified by 3/4 of the states. Simply put, by granting the Supreme Court this authority to amend the Constitution by overturning their previous decisions, we've elevated 9 unelected people with black robes to a position with more authority than the legislatures of all 50 states and of all 535 members of the Senate and the House of Representatives. Now, you may argue that the Supreme Court needs this power in order to right their previous wrongs, like in Plesley and Dred Scott. However, that begs the question of why do they even have the power to commit these wrongs? Which brings us back to Marbury v. Madison, and is that the correct decision to allow the Supreme Court to unilaterally decide what the Constitution says? Let us know what you think in the comments. Have a good day. Bye from Jester Politics.